This is one of the most highly anticipated bikes to hit the market in a long time. The real question is, does it live up to the hype? There's a lot of speculation going around. Everyone wants to know what are the final specs for these bikes. So it's important to note, these are still prototypes, but let's get into the specs as we know them today. So the important things first, this is a 98 volt battery. It's 35 amp hours. That means 3,400 watt hours total, giving you power and range in incredible size. So from a chassis perspective, we're looking at 16/19 wheels. And if you notice, this bike is on a stand right now. From a power output, we're looking at just over 21 kilowatts peak, 600 Newton meters of torque, which is just a mountain of torque. That's put to the ground through a gearbox. There is no belt that can handle this much power. And on the MX version, 16/19 wheels will be driven with a 428 chain on a 44 tooth sprocket. Now, all that power has to come to a stop, and it's important to note how much we appreciate the industry is growing and moving. There's a new standard for brakes and wheels. .4 brakes, similar to the Teleria MX-5, similar to the E-Ride Pro SR. They are 2.5 millimeter thick rotors. This one has a 260 up front and a 220 in the rear. Now for suspension. The rear is your true bolt-on, so all the existing KKEs, Fast Ace, Von Cats, and EXT Armors of the world are going to work on day one. Front is a 220 millimeter fork. You can tell that there's a little bit of a difference in between the one that's going to come on the bikes in the beginning and something that's already being tested, like this gold KYB prototype. Seeing these bikes in person, I can say that without even riding them yet, they are living up to the hype. They look like mini motorcycles, which is great. Everything looks strong, looks like it's ready to rock and roll, but I keep seeing everyone asking the question about the size. Everyone keeps wanting to compare the bikes to a Varg. It's important to note the smaller chassis size, like the other bikes that we already know and own and love, versus a full-size moto bike. That's enough talking about specs. There's only one thing left to do. Let's go ride it.
I think you should turn it all the way up as high as it goes.
Okay.
And then hold it wide open.
Okay.
On every jump.
Did he say it is? Okay. First time riding a bike, and that's the recommendation I get.
How can you go wrong?
Holy. All right, guys. This is the 98 volt Altis Sigma. Got it turned all the way up. Controls, everything looks good. I'm in sport mode. Just aired up the tires. First time riding this bike, and recommendation is just to let her rip, right? Ooh, oh, we got wheel spin. This is a massive uphill, by the way. Massive. So this is a prototype. I'm not gonna go out and just, you know, break the bike, but of course I wanna know how it does. First things you need to know, that is a monster amount of torque. Long roller, whoops. Don't know this track yet, so I'm gonna take it easy. That is a pretty sweet step up. I'm gonna have to let some air out of the tires. This rear is just wanting to get out from under me. Kind of fun, but also don't want to high side the bike. Well, super smooth throttle delivery. Obviously a huge amount of power. This is tuned. Damn, the brakes are great. Okay, yeah, huge amount of power. Bars are a little narrow. Brakes are fantastic. The rear end wants to get out from under me at really slow speeds. But I guess that's not all that surprising. Again, considering how much torque this bike has. Woo! A lot of power. A lot of power. So this bike is tuned to 18 kilowatts. Production will be even more. So far, I mean, the suspension feels really good. It hasn't been tuned, I'm sure. It just got put on the bike. Hasn't been touched since. There's no denying this feels like a motorcycle. I mean, it feels a lot less small, like light B, Celeria-ish bike, or an e-ride that feels, you know, super lightweight. You can feel the weight, and that weight comes through as stability. It's kind of ideal. Yeah, jumps like that would be obviously no problem. The initial twist of the throttle takes some real getting used to in this power mode. In the mobile app, you will jump into that and just tune it down, like the initial torque, because this bike is 100% torque. I mean, it's all torque. Give you guys a little taste here. Really chattery whoops. And then hard turn. Ooh, really sandy, really loose. Go the outside line. Really powdery. I've seen people going down. You take that a little easy. Drive off some speed. Again, incredible brake. Incredible. Man, this is a mini motorcycle. Easy to eat through a battery. I am still at 80%. Yep, that's what it sounds like to spin the rear tire. One super easy siding lap of the brand new Altis Sigma.